we've got a full load of salads, and that's lettuces, radishes, onions, spring onions, and Chinese lettuces.
In this room, it's our operations centre. The map on the wall is a tracking system that we use on our vehicles. It shows us where they are. It updates every 90 seconds, and we use it to make sure that we're running to schedule. If there's any problems, we then inform the customer. And if we have any problems, say with the breakdown or traffic issues, we use it to locate the vehicle, see which ones can help, or to direct vehicles around any problems. That shows our current delivery on time status for our main customers. The main customer we do from this site is supermarket destination Tesco, so we show that separately, but we also show a separate set of figures for all the other work that's done within this part of the operation, so that the guys can focus on making sure we achieve at least 90% delivery on time, which doesn't sound that much, but that doesn't take into account any road problems, any breakdowns. Any of that comes out of our 10%. So one little accident causes us a lot of problems. Basically, from this site here, we operate all the temperature-controlled trailers. We control them. There's about 440. We utilise them through our other sites throughout the country that also work on the same operation. But any information that's put into any of our traffic management systems feeds onto that board. It shows what trailers are available, which ones are due for service, which ones are released and due for service shortly.
Our suppliers from 8 o'clock in the morning to about 11 o'clock send their orders through once they've received their requirements from their customers. They send that through to us in pallet form, so we know how many pallets are being delivered to each location for them and when the product is available. Our planners will then enter that into our transport management system, and they will build the trunks, which is a term we use for collecting from a supplier site into our hub at Newmarket. We'll build the trunks and allocate the resource to cover off those trunks to ensure we've got the right drivers in the right place to pick the product up from the supplier on time. We will then build the loads to go out to the RDCs according on temperature, window, and the time the product's available. Build those loads, optimising to get as good a load fill as we possibly can, and then that will take us till probably 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then we will start allocating the resource to make those final deliveries, looking to get subcontractors if we haven't got enough of our own resource, speak to other turners, depots who work within the temperature control network to see what trucks they have in different locations to cover loads off, and equally look for more work if the orders, once we've got them all in, are quiet and we've got spare resource. We will then look within the operation and within the networks of turners to see if there's any other work that we can cover off ourselves. That will take us till probably 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, and then we send communications to all the suppliers confirming what we're planning to do with their pallets. So they know what to load on what truck, what registration, what driver will collect those pallets. We've got around about 45 suppliers in the East Anglian area that we collect from the supplier sites. We bring those products, those pallets, into our hub at Newmarket, and we've got 3 different temperature chambers where we then consolidate each supplier's product with other suppliers' product to make full loads going out to each of the individual RDCs that the retailers have got. So we're optimising load fill. So you may have 5 suppliers each with 5 pallets that need to go to the same depot. Rather than running each of them individually, you'll bring them all in together, and then put them all into individual loads going to the same place to get the best load fill for the vehicles. Each of our refrigerated trailers holds 26 pallets. A significant proportion of our fleet are what's called dual temperature trailers, which means they have a refrigerated unit at the front, a refrigerated unit at the back, and an internal door that can be stowed in the roof, so you can actually run 2 separate temperatures on the same vehicle. If you spoke to Paul Day, he'd want 27 pallets in those 26 pallet spaces every day. But we optimise that we need a load fill of at least 23, 24 pallets. If you start dropping below that, then you've just got wasted space. Hence where the dual temperature vehicles come in, because if you've got 10 pallets of 0 degrees and you've got 13 pallets of +10, the great thing is, rather than sending 2 half-empty trucks out to deliver, you can put them together and optimise your load fill.
When it comes down to the expertise of running transport operations, I think then it comes down to you need the right people coupled with the right IT systems to run that and find the optimum solution and understand the logic behind it. So I mean, when we started, we looked for people with sort of mathematical ability in the transport office, actually making decisions as to what's the right thing to do, so that they were able to have an understanding and have some ability to think logically.
You tend to find the guys actually really enjoy it. There's a sense of achievement at the end of the day when you've come in the morning, the A14 is closed, you've got all these suppliers that are chasing where the vehicles are, and you're having to change your plan around live time on the day because things have gone wrong. Once you've actually made all those changes, and at the end of the day the plan has then still been finished, you've got all the deliveries made, everything is done and dusted, you get a sense of achievement when you go home in the evening that it's a good day. You wouldn't want it every day, but it's very challenging.
Well, once you're on the road, you're your own boss, and then you make your decisions of how you're going to get to A to B. And that's what I like about it. And it's just, you just seem to be so free in what you want to do. You haven't got the pressure once you get going. Only when you get caught with traffic, that's the only thing.
I think it must be a challenge to manage the process and the people involved from the start to finish, because the suppliers through the end consumers have such different needs and priorities throughout the process. And a good manager would have to keep all of that in mind to keep a smooth process throughout.
Yes, and because it's stakeholders like the suppliers and the grocery stores, they're located in different positions, different locations. You have to make sure you pass through these roads, you pass through all of them, but at the minimum cost. Yeah, so you have to have your own calculations as well.